What's happening, guys? Okay, so what I got here on the table is a few things. I got the fuel rail for my 1993 Nissan hardbody. This is from a D21 four-cylinder engine, obviously. Got my 4 injectors here. Fuel rail with injectors, and I've got some of the caps taken off here. I've taken out some of the injectors, but my symptom here was, believe it or not, that only running on 2 cylinders. But of course, I went through the troubleshooting the ignition first. I mean, that's obviously much easier than yanking this thing out of the engine. And I had spark, everything was good. I checked spark plug wires, swapped them, did all kinds of stuff. And how I determined whether or not it was running on 2 cylinders and which cylinders it was running on was I just pulled off the spark plug wires while it was running. And I pulled off number 1, and didn't make any difference whatsoever. The engine still was running on 2 cylinders. Pull off number 2 and it died. So I knew this one was kind of working over here, this cylinder. Pulled off the spark plug wire on number 3 and nothing. So in other words, I ended up finding out that number 1 and number 3 were basically dead holes. Not working, dead cylinders. So what I did was ran a quick compression check. You know, we're going the easiest first, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Ran a quick compression test. My compression was good. It was like it looked like it was somewhere between 130 and 150. I didn't pour any oil in the cylinder or nothing. I know the engine is good. This truck ran perfectly fine for many, many years. I'm the original owner of the truck. So that started leading me to believe that maybe I had a fueling issue. So here's your fuel inlet right here. This is your return. I don't know what this is, but it's got a vacuum line on it. Tried to take it off. It doesn't come off. So at any rate, I'm just going to make sure the vacuum lines are fine. This hose was all the way up here, so it was a bitch to get off. I mean, when you don't take something off since 1993, it's difficult to get off. This has never been taken off before. So fuel in obviously pressurizes the rail and electronically fires fuel injectors when needed. So at any rate, what I did was, since I knew these 2 weren't firing, I pulled this out first prior to pulling off the rail here. It was a pain to get off, and if you don't look here, I kind of damaged the sides of it getting it off, but it's only plastic, so whatever. And so at any rate, what I did was reading on some of the forums and different stuff. I got a couple of things going here. I got my Fluke 87 multimeter, put it on ohms here. I zeroed out the resistance on the wires, so I don't have any resistance there. And I basically just did a quick resistance check on the 2 wires going into and I've got nothing, literally nothing. So when I go over to the one that I know that I already know that's good, I got 11.6 ohms of resistance. Come over here to the 3rd one, and I got nothing again. And over here, I'm going to get the same thing, about 11.7 or so ohms. I'm assuming that's right. That's okay. So I got myself this handy dandy little 9-volt battery, and I figured I would see what I can do with these by putting some voltage to them, since they are DC solenoids. And what I'm going to do is on this black wire, I'm going to go in the negative for the black, and I'm going to take this blue wire and hook it up to the positive side of the, make sure they're not touching. Here, we'll go like this. And I took these two wires here and I was touching these and it didn't do anything. I was like, I'm not sure, I wasn't sure if it was supposed to do anything or not, until I came over here to the second one and I clamp it on there. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that solenoid's firing off right there. It's clicking, it's making an obvious noise. So I got the same thing over here on the other dead one, nothing. And when I come down to number 4, same thing. I'm getting nice clicking. So, done with the battery now. So what are the chances of me all of a sudden having 2 dead injectors? I mean, that's got to be pretty frickin' slim, right? 2 at once. I checked another thing I checked too was the fuel delivery. I didn't check the pressure on it, but what I did was I pulled this line off while it was still in the truck, and I just connected another line to it, and I hooked a water bottle up to it just to see what its flow was when I turned the ignition on. Electric fuel pump going through the filter. It came out like a son of a you-know-what. And it filled up the water bottle probably in about 2 or 3 seconds. So I knew I had good fuel flow. Now pressure, I don't know. I didn't hook up pressure gauge to it. So, but at any rate, that's the fuel rail. If you turn it over, whoops, these are going to fall out because this one I didn't take out yet. But if you turn over the fuel rail, these are little gaskets that are into the cylinder head. They go here. So I just kind of put them here just so I know which ones were which. Probably going to replace them, obviously. Now this truck that I have, it's not a daily driver. It sits in the driveway. I don't drive it. I got a brand new 2017 Ford 4x4 that I drive around. But I kept this truck because I love it. And, you know, it's just a good truck. So, but I've had a couple of issues with it, and I've done a lot of stuff to it. But at any rate, that's the fuel system on it. So if anyone ever wanted to know what the fuel rack looked like on a D21 1993, I'm not sure the other years, but this is it. The fuel covers, I mean the injector covers are right here. They just cover, you know, as you put them in, this, they just kind of sit on there. And obviously that O-ring isn't in all the way, but it goes down, you screw it in, but that's, and it looks like there's some sort of little seal here too. So, honestly don't want to spend, I think it's about 50 or 60 bucks for each one of these. I don't want to spend $200 or $300 on injectors, and I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. I may just replace these. That's probably going against all reasons that someone may want to, you know, you change these out. You probably just change them all out, put all new O-rings, gaskets, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm too cheap. So, you know, for a truck that sits in a driveway that I might sell, I mean, I might drive, I don't want to sell it. Although, here in Southern California, it sits in my driveway, and I might get asked, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times every single weekend, do I want to sell my truck? Guys are driving by, gardeners, whatever, they want Nissan hard bodies. I always tell them, yeah, it's for sale. How about $5,000? They can have it. Well, no one wants to pay that, so they just drive away. So at any rate, I know I'm being an asshole, right? Hey, it's my truck. All right. Anyways, that's my quick test. Another question I had for you gurus out there that have been into these before: do these come apart? I'm trying to get them apart. I noticed that the fuel screen here, this last ditch filtering effort before it goes into the injector, it spins, but trying to get it off. I wasn't sure if it comes off or not. Doesn't look like it. I'd love to take it apart. I wish you could just replace the solenoid part of this. Maybe you can. So if anyone wants to answer me on that, that would be cool. Or if you just got to buy the whole damn thing. Anyways, all right. Until next time, bye.